Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for, and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You're watching... I do too many damn podcasts. You're watching Splash Pages, powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got an awesome show scheduled for you, as always. And with us, we have Velvet Joker. How's it going, bud?
I'm alive.
Alive.
My birthday yesterday, and
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Stop that right now.
All right. Mr.
Happy
President.
birthday. Velvet Joker. Do I have some kind of weird, like,
You do.
setting on?
It looks like...
Do you want us to make another show, Jeremy? Stop that.
I don't know what's going on. This is weird. I'm so, like, not technical literate, so I have no idea what I did.
It's like a fisheye lens.
Yeah. Looks good, though.
I don't know how to take it off.
Nope.
So,
That is Jar Jar Jeremy. We also have Drew Mollo. How's it going, bud?
Leave it on, Jeremy. Leave it on.
okay. Don't take it off. That's right. Justin.
Justin Cooper. And
Hi.
Do we just call you the Coop?
You can call me Coop.
And our guest tonight, writer, illustrator, and he says he's the destroyer of snacks and creator of Good Boy Paws and awesome artist, Mr. Bob Tkacik. Did I get your last name right? Did I destroy it? Or
yeah, there's a bunch of ways you can pronounce it.
awesome.
There's the right way and then every other way.
Yeah. I just want to say real quick, Bob, you're going to be at Granite State Comic Con coming up.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, I want to get that. Right off the bat, you're going to be there. Actually, some other Turtles people are going to be there as well.
You'll be hanging out with Ben Bishop and
And Eastman.
Got the lowdown.
Santa Luco.
Santa Luco's going to be there. Nice. Yep.
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be like an entire room of just turtle artists this year. So
Nice.
Oh, that's
it's gonna
awesome.
be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
And let's see, I had it up. When is that?
Let's see. That's the second to last weekend of
September 16th through the 18th.
Yeah.
Judith Ho's going to be there. Mick Foley, Kevin Eastman.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, a pretty big lineup for Granite.
There's more, but I can't
Kobe's
get
gonna be there. That's awesome.
I think Steve said he was going to be there too.
Yep, Steve.
Levine.
Yep.
Steve Levine,
Yeah.
Aaron Leffler, Ben Bishop, Doug Jones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of anniversary of TMNT that way I don't know hidden this year?
It'd be 84 would be the 40th. So we're not quite.
No, not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, sorry, go ahead, Drew.
No. That's what I was going to say, Jeremy. It's okay. Like ducks, turtles flock together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Unless they're the last Ronin. No, that was a bad joke.
Hey.
I can't. Some of them
See what you did there, buddy.
threw it against the wall. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of turtles, I saw a really cool video the other week. So there was this turtle that was like in a pond and it flipped itself over, so it was like drowning. But then like all the other turtles like got underneath and they formed like they like climbed on top of each other so they could reach it and flip it over.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
What if he didn't want to be alive?
Turtle engineering.
Well, that's an excellent segue there, Jeremy. Into issue number one.
Are you saying he wants to perform seppuku? Is that what you're trying to say?
Ooh, yes. He's falling on his sword. Ha! I couldn't remember the Japanese word for it. Good on there, Velvet. Oh, where's the new? Oh, there is the new microphone. Been looking for that. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Sounds so crisp.
So we brought up Last Ronin. Bob, how did you get involved in landing that variant cover?
Oh, just sheer luck, honestly. I had heard that the series was going to be postponed because of a change in artists. When Andy Kuhn wasn't able to do the pages anymore, and I think right as they were getting Ben Bishop on for his pages, there was maybe like a 2 or 3 month delay on that first issue, and so I just decided to see what would happen. I drew up a couple of layouts and sent them over to Tim Fronte at One Stop Comic Shop and said, "Hey, do you know anybody that wants to do a variant?" And he was like, immediately got back and he was like, "Yes, hold on, I know a couple of shops." And within maybe like a half hour, he had it put together. So,
nice.
Yeah, I was very fortunate.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No pressure whatsoever. Just go for it.
Yeah. Hey Bob, what was your very first professional comic job that you actually got paid for, and how does that style compare to your current style and your most recent work?
Let's see. First, like actual like paid gig doing interiors was a book called Summer of '74. Okay. It's like a Star Wars origin parody, like set in Barstow, California, with just like a weird cast of characters and a sort of George Lucas-esque character in the background kind of taking notes.
Okay.
So that was the first time I ever got to do anything sequential. And honestly, I think the biggest difference in my style is just I feel like I've gotten more focused on detail. Where the first book that I did, it was a lot of, I'll get the script and everything for like 6 pages at a time. And then I'll just, run through those, and then there'll be like a couple of weeks of trying to figure out what to do, and then I get a couple more pages, and then get right in through them. And it felt a little quick. So with Good Boy Paws, I have been making sure to really take my time on it. Sort of serendipitously, the whole... sort of serendipitously, the whole pandemic thing happened, and it kind of put my life and the comic that I was working on hold for about a year and a half. But at that point, it also just made the book that much stronger. So I got to do some rewrites. I got to redraw a couple of pages, or like have a little bit of extra time to think about how I really wanted to lay out a couple of panels, because some of them just felt forced. I feel like my perspectives have gotten a lot better on this book as opposed to my first book. So
okay, awesome.
Yeah, definitely more attention to detail.
Thanks so much.
Where does your passion for comics come from? Have you been doing this since childhood, or is this like an adulthood kind of thing? Like, did you fall into comics, or?
I've always very much enjoyed comics. Even just the Sunday strips in the papers. I fell in love with Calvin and Hobbes and Outland and Opus.
Outland.
Go with Calvin and Hobbes.
Zippy,
yeah,
anyone?
So
No?
I just sort of raised these characters as a kid, trying to like learn how to draw something. And so, just starting out with, crappy little tracings when I was like 6 and 7 and 8, and then just like slowly getting better and better. And then I really started to get more into it about 12 years ago. I started doing conventions and started doing a lot more of the comic book stuff. And over the last 5, it's been coming together a lot more fluidly.
I did actually, I just want to bring it up here. Your cover for Last Ronin, which is friggin' amazing.
Thank you.
What issue is this one for? Issue 4?
That's
issue 1.
Beautiful.
Oh, it is issue. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
It is one of the few I do not have, surprisingly.
I actually have a few copies kicking around, so I'll make sure I get you from you.
I shall slide into your DMs.
Well, let's see. How many issues am I missing?
of the first original 72, very, very surprising.
Yeah, there was a lot, I think. Something like 72, 75. It was a lot.
Wow.
Who's the best dog in comics?
Who is what?
Who's the best dog in comics? You're a dog guy. You got your book coming out, which is exclusively about dog characters.
It is, yeah.
Well, dogs and otters and cats, and but who's the best dog?
Man, that's a tough one. I kind of want to go with Santa's Little Helper from Simpsons.
That is a great answer.
He wasn't a talking character at any point, but there was just something about his presence and like
What
every
about you,
situation he was
Justin?
in, he said more without any dialogue than I think a lot of characters do say with.
I love when he gets hit in the eyes with the frisbee, but
Just it doesn't
yeah.
even faze him. He doesn't even blink.
For me, it's probably gonna be like a dog character from like Usagi Yojimbo, like something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like, I'll just like throw one of those out and be like, any of those, you know.
No Opie?
I like Marmaduke. I like Grimm. You know, I like all those.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who's the best?
Ace the Bat Hound. Ace the
Yep.
Bat Hound from Batman Beyond. Thank you.
Oh, from Beyond. That's a good call. Yeah.
No.
Underdog.
Oh,
Underdog's
Underdog.
Oh, there's also Courage the Cowardly Dog. He was pretty great.
Thank
We
you.
had him on the
Thank
show.
Bob,
Remember Leo?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the wimpy, unruly hero.
Marty Grabstein.
Yeah, and it's always funny because I think I was trying to explain that to one of my nephews, and I was like, it's like the Twilight Zone for children, and his mom was like, the kid's not going to know what that is. I was like, this is why we tell them now, so they can be ready, because it's a weird show. You know, it's probably the most horror-inspired show on Cartoon Network, because again, every episode didn't always end well. So I was like,
So it's more like the Outer Limits then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking dogs in comics. I'm like,
Scooby Doo, of course, right?
Oh, Ren Ho.
thank you. Oh well, yeah. Come on. Well, we can't forget.
If you're gonna bring up Ace the Bat Hound, though, you definitely need to bring up Damien's Bat Cow just for.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's
Bat
not.
Cow gets an honorable dog.
Is that no, I thought you were going to say Crypto. Like you got to bring up Crypto. From Superman.
Yeah.
Hey, they got a new cartoon movie coming out with Ace and Crypto.
There you go.
No, nobody.
Super Pets.
Isn't it Ace?
No,
It's almost like I designed that question to lead us there.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's Crypto, but I think the other pets got like superpowers, like on their own.
I thought it
It's
was
a
still
kid's
Batman's dog there.
The
Huh?
latest trailer went into a little bit more of the story. It seemed like it was like a random dog that
It's all
had
lies.
Batman
Seems like the
character.
movie Good Boy. Which
My
none
whole
of you
childhood
saw,
was
but-
a lie.
All dogs don't go to heaven. I guess.
I must take to the interwebs and destroy this movie.
Jeremy, Mr. Mitzelplix has run amok.
Ah!
Say it backwards. Get him out of here.
So I want to let everybody know, definitely check out the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. I have all the information for Bob, and including your website where you're selling prints.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I did manage to focus long enough to make a very basic website.
There you go.
Oh, those are
Congratulations.
sick.
Thanks. I'm not very computer savvy, so it takes a lot of time to like sit down in front of a computer and do anything.
Hi. Well, I'll send you an invite to our club. We have jackets.
Notice
Now
the
that
fish I
Black
like.
Friday,
right?
is that what they based
No,
the
yeah,
movie on?
wonderful.
Black Friday?
I was hoping that was going to be the case, but it turned out to be just a little similar, but not the John Clark story.
We're talking about the Scouts comics.
Okay.
I love that. Bob, did you get to play the Shredder's Revenge Turtles game at all?
No, not yet. I got to download that one actually. I
I was
typically
going to
like
ask what you thought about the skateboard level, man.
There's a
That is a
skateboard level?
great.
I
There's
haven't
like
even
that is
made
a
it
great
that far yet. Spoiler alert, Justin.
I just started playing the other day. That is a really good game.
I gotta play it with other people. I'm just not having much fun by myself. It's a button smasher, right? Like I
Yeah.
haven't found
Oh, okay.
anything really great about it.
Took me a little while that you had to smash the box.
I don't have very many friends, so sitting there
You
by
see,
myself.
Jeremy, I would say at Terrificon we could all play the game, but the last time I made a suggestion like that, it almost ended badly for you. So I'm just
Yeah,
going to say
yeah.
maybe next.
Maybe next time.
Do we
Uh,
fight over who plays what character? That's the question. Like,
I'm Donatello.
we're
Dibs
not
on
fighting.
Mikey.
Nice.
I call
Leo,
dibs.
all the way.
It's an ancient rule.
You can
of-
be
of
April
dibs.
in that, right?
April, Splinter, and
Yes.
Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very
So
good.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna be Casey. There we go. A little cricket. No.
So
I'll be April because I get to marry Jeremy.
Ooh. We get that.
Well, it doesn't work
story.
out so well in this book.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
Well, at least it doesn't last long. I get
Sometimes
to
you
move
live,
on
sometimes
pretty
you die.
quickly.
You know, these things happen.
So
That's a comic book
Ben
name.
says to ask you about saving the Raven. What's that about?
Bob.
Oh yeah, so we tried on our way out to Rail City Fan Fest last weekend. I think it was last weekend, or the weekend before. I'm terrible with dates and time. But on our way out, we were waylaid because we passed a raven that had been hit by a truck or something on the side of the road, and so we emptied out one of my milk crates for the show and like scooped it up into it, and took an hour and a half diversion out to the Animal Welfare Society that was around the area. But unfortunately, we got a message back a couple of days later, and they said that the raven had passed.
Oh,
But at least he was in like a nice, cool, like calm environment instead of just like melting by the side of the road. So I mean, at least there was that.
You did your best.
Yeah, we tried.
You did good. The dark
Sometimes
ones
your
see
best isn't good enough.
Yeah, I've never got to see a
Yeah,
raven that close before.
Yeah, they're pretty big, huh?
Yeah, they're huge, and like they have like this oil slick on their
Yep.
feathers that's just like
The
makes
green.
them sort of like iridescent. It's crazy.
hey J-Bo, how's it going?
Mr.
And
McNeil.
yes, J-Bo, I will buy something from you at Terrificon.
I'll buy that
So-
for $1.
Well, speaking of cons, Bob, what other cons are you going to be at?
So far for the rest of the year, it's just GraniteCon and then Weekend of the Wicked up in Bangor. So that's basically like a week apart. Two of my absolute favorite shows in New England, and it just they are like abutting one another this year, so it'll be interesting. But very busy for sure. But literally any show that would want to have me, I'll do. It's one of those situations where I'm just like, yeah, if you want to come out, I'll do it.
There seems to be a resurgence in Maine, right? With comic creators and all that. Did Kevin start that? Do you feel, or is this just like, was he your guys' inspiration? Because there's a ton of comic creators coming out of Maine these days.
That's true. Yeah, there are a lot. I think it may be just kind of part and parcel of a lot of people moving to Maine. It may also just be, Maine is a creative force. We got the winter up here to sit
Water,
and think
big
through, so,
mosquitoes.
like a lot of people just that's
no poisonous snakes.
Yeah. But yeah, I would assume it's just got to be something to do with the general area that just kind of forces people into their own heads and just like, what can I do to entertain myself for the 4 to 6 months of nothing?
I think it's the Maine College of Art and Design. They held a con there. We covered a couple times, and that was awesome. It's just all about the arts, like trying to get people into like comic book art or like 3D printing, just like all styles. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Went to law school. Got it.
Did you guys see? I don't know if you follow AC Farley. I think he's an alum from there, but he just 3D printed like a whole ton of stuff, and it was shown on his account where he's got like Daredevil masks and stuff like that. Really cool.
Cool.
That's really neat. Yeah, I didn't realize they had that kind of studio set up out there.
Oh, he's just a former alum, but another Turtles icon from back in the day, working with like Steve and Kevin and all them.
Oh, nice.
So
Bob, I saw
Bob,
in your prints you had some Star Wars stuff, and I see a C-3PO and R2 behind you.
Yeah.
Have you been able to, for people that are looking for your work, have you worked on Star Wars stuff?
I haven't. No, I would love to at some point. Like,
That's awesome.
it's absolutely one of my favorite franchises. Where
That's so cool.
With Turtles and like Karate Kid, stuff like that. It's just, I would love to work on Star Wars in any kind of capacity, even if it's, honestly, just character design would be fun to sell, I think.
And how did you feel about the end of Obi-Wan?
Honestly, I
oh
have
my
not
God, let it go.
Oh, okay. No spoilers for
No,
Ben.
it's all right. I haven't been keeping up as much as I should.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
That's
There's a lot of
really
stuff
cool.
going on right now.
Dude,
That is
like
really
as
cool.
J-Bo's just saying, I just caught up on the first half of Stranger Things. He's finishing the new stuff. I'm just like,
Oh
crap,
yeah.
I forgot that was coming, and that's like another 4 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to finish The Boys before I start all of Stranger Things because I just figured instead of I saw the agony you guys were all waiting. I was like, I'm gonna wait till it's all available and then binge it
That's smart.
all, and just sit with my pain, feel it.
That
embrace it.
I did get to finish that. That was pretty good.
So what are you
Boys,
watching now,
I'm still
Bob?
working on.
What's up? Sorry.
What are you watching now?
Honestly, right now I've been watching the show called Doc Martin. It's just a BBC show.
Love that show.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for some reason there's just something about it. Like it's the second time me and my girlfriend have watched through it, and it's just I don't know. We just like get into this kick on it, and it's just so soothing at the end of the day to watch the weirdness that goes on in Port One.
Did you have you watched like the newer episodes? Because they I think they revisited it.
Really?
Yeah, unless it continued going on after I was watching it, but there's I think they revisited it. It's like the last 2 seasons or something like that.
I think I must have seen the last one because in true Doc Martin fashion, the last thing he says in the last episode is "I'm no longer a doctor," and then the credits roll.
Oh,
Sounds like a riveting show.
It's
You had me at hello.
So
well, he's a doctor that's afraid of blood, and he's like a very prominent doctor and gets sent to the small town to be like their town doc.
yeah,
It's a really good-hearted show.
Sounds like Resident Alien. Except
Kind-
for
Yeah, a little bit, right?
hold on, and it sounds like every other doctor show that's sent to a little town.
Well, it's not like Dr. Cool
he's a
Medicine Woman.
genius.
It's weird,
So looks like
but it
there's gonna
sounds
be,
good.
it's really good. Looks like there's going to be a Christmas special coming out this year.
What? Nice.
Yeah. And
See, you got
looks
Bob
like
all excited now. He's like,
Yeah.
Christmas
Serious.
special. I love Christmas specials. They're the best.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
especially the Doctor Who ones, right?
Yeah,
I'm
Or
not
maybe
even
the
kidding.
Turtles, right? The Turtles had that Christmas special.
That's true.
He-Man had a
listen.
Christmas special.
I own that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Me too.
Every great thing has some sort of holiday special. Even my beloved Ghostbusters had a Christmas episode.
One
You
of
know,
my favorite
You
is Garfield.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
best.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, their
When they look
Halloween
at-
is the best.
When they light up
One
the
of the-
Christmas tree and they're all like,
I like
My
the
favorite.
American Dad Christmas specials where it's always him versus Santa.
Futurama too with
Yeah, those ones are great.
Oh,
your
yeah,
mistletoe
Santa
no
Bot.
match for my toe missile.
the one that doesn't make any sense though is Flintstones Christmas special.
with
remember
John
that
Rhys
one.
Davies in
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's not a Yabba Dabba Do time, Leo?
A Dabba
No,
Doo
no, I
time.
mean Flintstones. It takes place
have a gay-o
before Christmas was ever a thing. So it's
Literally
not-
BC. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
That is why they call it
Okay.
Christmas Carol, though.
Okay, Leo, I would like to point out, in counterpoint, it's a fucking cartoon.
Dabba dabba, Jesus.
Or if your preface line is like, take that, dum dum.
Gazoo wasn't in that one. I actually watched that
Aw.
in preparation for my interview with John Rhys Davies last year.
Nice.
He is in the Jetsons crossover though.
Nice.
Zoo?
Of course.
Yeah, I
Great
think he's the
Gazoo,
reason.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the reason they
Oh,
get
and the
sent to the future.
Flintstones.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
that's right.
So,
Yeah.
Bob, do you have any
Yeah.
Jetsons program projects coming up?
Yeah.
I do, but it's
Hanna-Barbera,
super
that would be
secret, and I
decent.
can't talk about it.
Ah, yeah.
Do
Just
it.
know that it's coming.
So I had one question. So I don't want to interrupt anybody. So Leo, were you
No,
going to
no,
talk?
go
You
for it.
started.
Well, I was just going to ask
Okay.
him about his next Turtles project, but you go ahead, Drew.
That's fine. I was just going to say, like, in now having worked on Last Ronin, which is a Turtles project, which has been huge. You're going to cons and whatnot. What's been your best con moment, and what's been the funniest or weirdest one yet? Because when we had Steve on, he had a really weird one, which I think we all remember that. The goat. Yeah, we'll tell you.
Honestly, there hasn't been like a best moment, but I think the things that stand out to me the most are when anybody who is like sort of tentatively getting into art or is even fully in an art discipline, it comes up to my table and just wants to talk about drawing or like how their style works and how their method works, and anything like that. I like talking to people about the things that make them happy, and it just happens that like I got the table there because that's the only way to make a living. But honestly, like I just like being there to chat with people. Like I started going to conventions on the other side of the table in like 2010, 2009, something like that, and I was like, this is amazing. How can I just be here all the time? And then I realized if I got a table at the convention and sold art, I could. So it worked out really well.
You're a genius.
Who's the most
as
famous
far as
person
like
who's
weird
bought from you?
moments, I honestly can't remember them. Like, I'm sure there have been plenty. Usually they're the ones that I can't recall. I do remember Joe Schmalke trying to rip a light post out of the ground at the Boxborough Hotel, though. That was an interesting one.
What?
So,
what was the reasoning?
The hotel is like sort of inside out. There's like a pool, cabana, and all this like stuff inside the center of the hotel. So it's a little weird, but it's like a sort of indoor.
Like a night at the Roxbury?
Say what?
Like a night at the Roxbury, the club that looks like the inside on the outside?
Yes. Where you wait in line to get in line. Yeah. No, it's just like a weird like outdoor scenario, but in the center court of this indoor hotel area. And during a concert or something after the show, we're just like all walking around and trying to make our own fun. And I don't remember, somebody was like spinning around on this light post, and then Joe was just like, I'm just gonna take this. And so he like starts picking it up, and it actually started coming out of the ground. So then we were like, we gotta get out of here.
That's fantastic. So the reason I ask is because we had Steve Levine here. Was that last week or again? Like he pointed out, after COVID, time means nothing. Like a month, a year, a week, it's all one big blur. Was it last week, guys? I don't remember. Or the week
you
after?
had Mitch on.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right.
2 weeks ago.
Right. Okay, 2 weeks ago. And he told us about this time that somebody brought an actual turtle for him to sign, like a legit turtle with a real shell. And he did it in good fun. And I was like, and then the people also the next day brought a goat for him to autograph, and he'd sign the antler and turtle shell and whatnot. And eventually he was like, I have to ask why. And apparently, and guys, if I get the details wrong, please fill them in. I don't want to Michael Bay this shit. There's no explosions. The goat does not blow up.
Is that why he looks so weird?
He's like, so they explained that these people lived on a farm in there. I don't know where. It was like some out of state con where there were farms. I don't know. Were
there lots of snakes on the farm?
No, there were no snakes on the farm. We're not talking about snakes right now, okay, Jeremy? So zip it. Finish the story. There was the farm that they worked on. They were going to get to drink. Their land was trying to evict them, wanted to build condos. So they were trying to build rapport and support for it. So they wanted to get all the animals autographed and such to build up attention, so they could save their farm. And I was just like,
did it work?
Yeah, I don't know. We have no idea. We now have to wonder what happened to the animal farm that got away.
See the goat signed by Steve Levine.
Yeah, hey, Bob. Now you have something to ask Steve. Did the farm survive?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So there's a random goat wandering around with like a Ninja Turtle on a sword.
So in the world, there is a legit turtle that has been autographed with a turtle on it. And I was just like, a wonderous place.
His name is Meta Turtle.
Yeah, it's Turtle Session.
He's still spinning. Well, that's a timely joke from 2005.
It's all right, Chelsea.
Hey, that turtle's got evolution dreams. Leave him alone.
So Bob, you know,
Dreams of electric goats. Oh wait,
Stop it.
that's a nerdy joke. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I think we're going to apologize.
Leo. Damn it. I can never know which way to point with damn things. Leo, go.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say. So Bob, before we went live, you mentioned that you have another project coming out in August.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I get to do another Ninja Turtle cover actually for the Armageddon game.
Nice.
Yeah, very excited about that because
You know, that's the one issue I don't have, Bob. It's weird. I don't have that issue. Do you have any extras?
He's got a couple
of
just
that?
laying around, just slide into his DMs, JJ.
Damn it!
Yeah.
You stole
Well, that
them
one will be
all.
out in August, so I'm getting some copies at that point.
I'll forget to buy it on accident.
I get all of them, so I'll just. Actually, I have some for you, Jeremy. I got to send you. So.
Oh, wow. I love that. People just send me comics. This is good.
Yeah. Comics. Mm.
Well, speaking of comics, is there anything you're reading right now, Bob?
Oh, I actually just went through The Last Ronin again because the hardcover came out today, so I was like, why not? It's a gorgeous day. I'm going to sit out and read through the series again. And it's still amazing and terribly sad.
Dude, I was not ready for that.
Right?
Not ready. Dude, I cried. I actually, when Michelangelo was taking the lead there, like, oh no, I'm going to be vague, but like.
I mean, it's been out for a while. I think people have probably read it.
Oh, they like to start at the beginning and go all the way through, so I have to be vague. We're gonna go through the whole book or the whole series. So
that's a good point.
I have to be vague.
I don't want to give anything
But
away.
cried. I cried hard.
He cried. Real tears.
Oh, that's fair. There's a couple of moments in that book that are just like, holy.
Now, whoever suggested we read that one, that very good on them.
Surprisingly, it was not me. So, the Turtles podcast guy, it was not me.
Was that Leo?
Was it Leo?
Probably.
That way.
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, Leo takes the credit. Good. Good job, Leo.
Oh, only reason why I brought it up is because Justin's been talking it up for a while. So.
If only there was a podcast out there where someone would read through the book and do the voices of the characters. I wonder what they would call that. I wonder what they would call that podcast.
You do that, Justin? I didn't know you do it as characters.
He does a great job at it as it.
Oh, you gotta push. How come we don't share that every week and stuff? How come I don't see that on the page?
I feel like getting a story read at the end of the night by my dad.
I would love that.
Yeah. I'll send you a link, Bob. You could check it out.
What about? Oh, not me.
I'll send everybody.
Bob, Justin gets comics. Bob get links. I'm just sitting here like.
You
forget about
gotta
me.
be Oprah with links, man. Yeah,
Maybe for Drew.
Yep, poor Jeremy with his $1,000 worth of comics right behind him.
Hey, the value is not what I look at.
Let me cry for you.
I can't help what I collect. I don't pay top dollar for them. I get them when they come out.
Let me ask you guys this about Turtles. What was the most recent action figure any of you have bought for Ninja Turtles?
Oh, Ninja Turtles? I almost bought the cool. They have the new 2-packs coming out over at Walmart. Oh, excuse me, Walmart all the time. I can't find the Bebop and Rocksteady one though. That's the one I want.
Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm collecting the same line. I just got the Mutagen Man and Ace Duck. I think was the most recent.
Oh,
one.
very cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
There's something
No,
about
they're-
finding them in the store that's just so much more satisfying.
Really, it is. It's like,
There's a difference too. I don't know if you guys are collecting the NECA, but there's also one called Super 7, and I happen to have a
oh, what is the
fellow
Super 7 doing?
skateboarder for Mr. Bob, who I hear is a
Oh,
avid
look at
skateboarder.
those.
So you've got your
Mom and
NECA,
Gecko!
right? That's your NECA,
Yeah.
and then you've got
Nice.
the Super 7.
Yeah.
I got to tell you
Wow.
guys, in terms of quality, there's
The
like
Super 7 looks dope.
oh, it's amazing. He's got different heads. The tail actually has a skate on it. This
I
this
do
one's
like
like
that.
cartoon accurate. This one's just like if you
Yeah.
can get him, get this one. It'll cost just about the same. So
You can,
but like
you can
put
always
the board-
tell. You can always tell those people are fans because they have the small details. Like, who
Oh,
would
yeah.
think a skate for his tail? Jeez.
Well, I think the Super 7 line is based off of the old Playmate models.
It
And
is.
they're just making
Yeah.
like really articulated, up-to-date versions of those, and then the NECA line is just straight cartoon. Which
It is.
I definitely like that. Honestly, I like the NECA line a little bit more. I mean, I definitely dig the Super 7 because they're like
Well, if
real
we're talking
quality.
about toys right now, what about
The
Masters
clean
of the
lines,
Universe
yeah.
Revelations? Anybody?
Ooh.
Oh
We're
man.
talking about turtles.
Oh, no, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
I'm a big Masters of the Universe guy.
We should-
I
we
just
should
picked
do
up
that
King
sometime,
Grayskull
man.
yesterday.
Nice.
With his
Love
like
these
long
figures.
dreadlocks and all that. Yeah.
The only
Yeah,
one I
he's
haven't
cool.
picked up right now is the original He-Man. And I'm just like, dude, his head is so small to his body. I'm just
Yeah.
King
like-
Grayskull looks like LeJean from Seven Dust for
Yeah.
anybody that knows. Like, and that's
Dude.
exactly what I think of. And I'm like, yeah.
right, Cameron. I can't wait until they continue the series. Like they're talking about doing. I'm pretty sure they're going on with it.
Nice.
They are.
Drew,
doing
you
Ninja
seem
Turtles.
annoyed.
They'll be out in
No, I'm not
August.
annoyed. I feel out of it because I'm like one of the rare nerds. I don't buy figures often. I don't know why. I just like I don't. I feel like I just don't really connect with it. It's funny because the like I haven't bought a Turtles thing ever since I tricked my friend into getting me a Donatello when I was like 9. My mother hated
Wow.
Turtles.
I think it's been a week for me.
I think I told you that. She accepted Proton Packs, Transformers, Street Sharks, Small Soldiers, all that. But when I asked her about the Turtles, she's like, "No, they're stupid." And I'm like,
Wow.
"This is where we draw the line.
That's-
This is where we
that's
draw
a
the line."
Weird hill to
Nice.
die on.
You know, that's what I said. I was
That's a
like,
weird hill.
I was like, "Mom, out of all the things I've ever asked you about, this is your hard pass." And I'm just like, God, this family just gets stranger every day.
See, my parents
But-
stopped at hip hop. They were like, "F that, none of that music in our house." And so I.
So no
Went
Turtle
out and
Power
found-
by Partners in Crime.
Oh no, I
Man,
went
it's
out and found it all.
Ninja Rap.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Vanilla Ice.
Bam, bam,
Go Ninja.
bam, bam.
But no, it's just it's
Listen,
one of those when you
he
guys
said
talk
when if
about-
there was a problem, he'd solve it. What the fuck, Vanilla?
Hey,
he hasn't
slice like
solved any of
ninja,
our
cut
problems.
like a razor blade.
you guys are all
Flip like a
ridiculous.
harpoon daily and nightly.
Will it ever stop?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it will. Okay.
Are you supposed to turn out the lights at that point?
Any snow fans? Informer?
Oh wow.
Oh boy.
Was that you?
Look at Boom Boom Down.
Jeremy, are you gonna lick my boom boom down?
I think he's got it.
He's gonna lick
Oh,
my boom boom.
What did he
down.
do in the
When
lane?
the informer man. Bam.
Hey, Leo, I would ask for an adult, but there's way too many here, and they're not going to take responsibility. So, oh boy, wow, that happened.
Well, to try to bring us back onto the tracks, Bob.
Oh, the Last Ronin.
Well, I was going to ask him about Good Boy Paws. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good, do that.
Um,
Swerve, Leo, swerve.
What are you gonna ask him about Good Boy Paws, Leo?
I want to know more about it. I just
What
know
do you
that
want to
had-
know specifically? Want to know a character, storyline? Where do you want him to go with it?
Yeah.
When's it
Awesome
come out?
character
Who's
names.
publishing it? You know.
I know you had
Who's
the
writing? Who's doing
Kickstarter.
the artwork? Who's doing? Oh,
I could
there's a
read
Kickstarter
the script.
Sarah
and do
link
all
up
the
above and
voices.
down below.
I believe the Kickstarter is over.
We'll
correct?
gladly do that.
Oh, the
Wait, they have
Kickstarter's on.
voices?
No.
I hear a lot of them.
Hell yeah, it's actually right now it's in the process of being colored. So I am absolutely, again, like, not a computer person. So if I stand in front of the computer and try to color something myself, it will literally take me weeks because there's so many options. So I actually got to work with this lady Alyssa on the first book that I ever got to work on, and she colored my pages for that book, and I just loved the way that she worked with the light cues that I had, and it just seemed to be a really good fit. So I asked her if she would be willing to color this book for me, and luckily she was available. And she's kind of like in the middle of this and another comic called Night is Falling, which is right now a web series, but eventually gets put into single issue print. And so between that and Good Boy Paws, she's getting a lot of work done. And the pages that I've gotten back from her, like fully colored, look ridiculously good. So like every time I get a new page back, I can't wait to share this with people.
Well, so speaking of sharing, when are you planning on releasing?
Honestly, as soon as all the coloring's done, then I can just drop the lettering in and send it off to the printer. So we're hoping, maybe end of July, early August. I'd really like to have it ready for GraniteCon.
Nice.
So I think that's a reasonable goal. This did start as a Kickstarter, and initially it was going to be done by June in 2021, but unfortunately, everybody knows what happened, and everybody experienced the same weird time fluctuation. So luckily everybody has been very understanding, and it's just like, yeah, dude, just get it done when you get it done. We're all waiting for it. It's fine. No rush. And so that has been very relieving to know that I'm not stressing anybody out with the delays.
Nice. Now, are you still taking funding for it, or was the Kickstarter the finale on that?
The Kickstarter was funded successfully in, I think, 4 days, and then after that, we just kept reaching stretch goals and stuff, and so the whole book was funded in the month of June in 2020, and I think there was like 70 something backers, and once the book's done, I'll be able to send out all the massive care packages from Kickstarter stuff, which will be an interesting journey because I haven't done anything like that before either. So.
It's some awesome stretch goals too, Bob. Like get your furry friend drawn into the book.
Yeah.
Like that to me was like, that would be great. I'd be like, buddy, come here.
That's so cool. I have so many of them.
Yeah, actually, Tim, the guy who helped me out with the Ronin cover from One Stop Shop, he opted to get his dogs drawn into the book. So you'll see Tim and his wife and their 3 dogs, and one of the pages of Good Boy Paws.
Nice.
Well, that's like
they're yelling at a van who's going the wrong way down a one-way street.
So it is New England.
It is. It's actually it's based very loosely off of Portland, Maine.
People are drinking coffee milk, and
Yes.
Sorry, that's a joke for just Maine people.
I think it's a Rhode Island thing too.
Yeah. They call anyone a lowlander?
A lowlander? No, I haven't heard that one.
That's another Maine thing. Yeah.
What does it refer to?
Below them.
I think it's just a region of where you're from, as opposed to being from like the higher areas in Maine. So I don't know. It's one of those things that I remember going to visit Maine and being called at like the Save-A-Lot, and I'm like, what? What are you? I'm like, we're here on vacation, man. We're from Connecticut. I don't know what you mean. Lowlander, don't bury your youth in the pet cemetery.
No.
Something to that effect.
Cemeteries are cursed.
Ding, 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 ding.
With something to that effect.
Oh yeah, I'll have to tell you about that sometime.
Isn't there a desert in Maine?
You know what's funny? I was for some reason I was working last night, and I had this random thought pops in my head. I know Ghostbuster pops in your head. I just I'm going to watch all the Stephen King cameos, and I forgot that he did the one in The Simpsons where Marge is like, oh, Steven, are you working on anything horror? He's like, no, I'm doing autobiography. He's like, I'm doing one on Ben Franklin, where there were little evil green men, and the key he flew that night was the key to hell. I'm like, okay, well, if you ever go back to horror, just let us know. We'll do. And he just signed something for Maggie. And I was like, genius. Simpsons, why did you stop this? But I was just like, you know what? That's a great Stephen King cameo. But I saw all of them in a row, and I'm like, my God, this guy's a weirdo.
All right, Drew, you just shock me week to week with the voices you do. I had no idea you did a Marge.
Listen,
that
I'm going to be honest with
pretty
you.
good.
I have no idea where that came from. That was just me imitating the video. So normally this is how it works. I'm like, I can do that. Okay, then. Cool. Nice. Radical.
Yeah,
right on. Go on, people.
Yeah.
So you just got a whole bag of voices.
I roll with it. I follow the Flintstones. I just roll and have a yabba dabba do time, maybe a little yabba dabba doobie time, but that's Jeremy's category. So,
So, Bob, you said you're not a computer guy. So what's your process like? Are you using like a Wacom tablet, or are you drawing on like paper and scanning in? What do you do?
For like the page work, I typically will start on. It's a big Microsoft Studio, so it's like it's basically like the Microsoft version of like a Wacom, but the whole thing is the computer instead of just the peripheral screen. So yeah, I'll do like layout and stuff on that, and then print that out, do inks over that, scan that in, and then do some fine tuning in the computer again. But for any other piece, like it's all just traditional art, like just ink on paper, and I like watercolor a lot, so I try to incorporate that in as much as possible.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I know we are running out of time with you. I want to remind everybody you're going to be at Granite State Con. Granite Con. Granite.
Yeah, Granite.
What is it?
Granite State.
Somebody smack the ginger.
New Hampshire?
Yeah. No, that was the other guy. Hold on.
Okay, Granite State Comic Con. That's going to be September 16th through the 18th.
Yes.
And going to be some awesome guests there along with you as well.
Oh yeah. That was easily one of the best shows in New England. Like it has been for a long time, and it's one of my favorites to do. So like I can't recommend it enough. Honestly, I'm a little personally biased because of how much I enjoy it. But if you've never been, I definitely recommend it.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Get your hotels now, because that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the Bish Kids Club for Ben Bishop, and everybody's talking about it, and they're saying get your hotels now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the hotel it's in will fill up real quick, and then all the surrounding hotels they also go pretty quick.
Oh, it's in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, they get me there every year with the Red Arrow Diner. I love that place.
Well, did you guys have anything else before we wrap it up with Bob?
Just who's your favorite turtle, Bob?
Who's my favorite turtle?
Yep.
What's my favorite turtle movie? Sorry.
We lost you, Drew.
Yeah,
I said, what's his favorite turtle movie?
Favorite turtle movie?
Well,
the 1991, the very first live action.
Nice. And favorite turtle?
Favorite turtle is definitely Donatello. Although, having been reading the IDW run, like Michelangelo is really growing on me. His character is ridiculously deep now.
Thank you.
Mikey's really good in the IDW series. He's actually become a podcaster.
I stopped reading books, so that's amazing.
Yeah, he's got his own podcast show and everything, and I mean, he's the heart of the team, and he's a good character in that.
That's true. They've really taken development on that character really well.
Bob, do you have any turtle quote that you catch yourself saying occasionally on a regular enough basis for you to acknowledge it?
Oh, there's that classic, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza.
every
Hell
damn day.
yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it's not an
Godspeed, sir.
everyday quote, but like when
I could
pizza
use
is
that every
around,
day.
it becomes relevant.
Especially when you're waiting. It's just
I go with the
Yes.
penicillin line myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys are all forgetting one of the best lines. Is what the hell was that? I don't know. It looked like a giant turtle. Are you still going to LaGuardia? The most
Oh, no.
90s accent in the world.
Also, yeah, wasn't the dude in that cab the guy that was in the raft suit?
Exactly. Exactly
And-
who it was.
And he was the guy in the Joker that fired Arthur.
Oh,
What?
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy? Josh
Interesting.
Pice?
Yeah. I didn't realize he was in that. That's crazy.
Oh, I totally looked it up. So don't. Yeah, I was like, who the hell was he in the Joker?
I was like, oh yeah, I've only seen it the once, but like, I'll watch it again, look for it now.
And who was the kid
Okay.
that was like in all the martial arts movies that was in?
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
He just turned 50, maybe last month.
Holy shit!
Does he do any concert?
Oh my God.
Question,
He had
To
a
that
show with Gil Gerard back in the day.
He did. Jeremy, he does. He's just recovering from kidney transplant right
Oh.
now. So, yeah. He's
That
awesome
would
in
be
the
a
rundown,
cool
though.
one to check out at a con.
Yeah.
He'll be back around, I'm sure.
Oh, I
Well,
also-
last question I have for you, Bob, for Last Ronin. If you were to rank it out of 5, what would you give it?
out of 5, I give it a 5. It's a
Nice.
solid story. And like we've all agreed, it's a tearjerker.
Oh, my God.
Like,
That ending, man.
love Ben's art in that book, but I do not envy his position of having to draw all of the turtle deaths. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what that dude went through.
And I love the change in, and we'll talk about this more when we go into further detail on it. But the change in art as the story goes along, like
The
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Yeah, the
that was like
flashbacks,
the
yeah.
original
Yep.
art from the original series. It was really cool. The back
Oh,
and forth.
There's one thing. We all caught the obvious Kevin and Peter cameo, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I saw
So
that
good.
and I was like,
He's selling prints of that now.
I feel like I missed that. Now I feel stupid.
It was basically the same reference from the movie. Like, what the hell was that? It looked like a
Oh,
nightmare.
fucking Christ. That's right.
yeah. It's you can always tell it's Peter because he has
I'm
the
a
big
dummy.
glasses.
Yeah.
And Drew, just remember, you go down to the corner of Eastman and Laird. You'll find your answers there. Right, Sam Rockwell, right?
I know, right?
It kills me every time. Just remember, and in the end, I have always liked cowabunga.
Oh, somebody's got to go.
We'll let you go, Bob. I want to thank you so much for your time this evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
Totally.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, and we're
Thanks for supporting Donatello, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Granite State Comic Con coming September 16th, 18th, and that's this year, 16th through the 18th. And you have the Turtles book. What's the name of it, Justin, in August?
Oh, he probably knows better than I do.
Oh, it was the first issue of Armageddon Game.
Armageddon Game.
It's
It's a storyline,
centering
right?
around the Rat King and the Pantheon and their whole machinations around every other character we know.
I believe it's the return of Tom Waltz as the regular series writer as well.
So yeah, which is
It
very
is.
exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah, and neat little tidbit: the creator of the Rat King, Jim Lawson, agreed to color my piece, so it's going to be like a nice little like twofer there.
Oh, nice.
I hear he's the nicest guy. Any truth to that rumor?
Yeah, so far I have not seen him be even kind of anything other than like just joyous and happy.
Yeah, that's his reputation. It's
kind
just like Jimmy Nice Guy.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like a turtle family thing. Like literally everybody I've met that works on turtles is just like A, really solid human being, and B, just really down to earth and like not a dick.
It's the fandom, Bob. That's what it is. It's this idea of like found family and brotherhood and all that, and people coming together, to do a common goal, and you don't want to screw each other over. You want to be like the Turtles. you want to exhibit those qualities in your day to day.
They are a really good
That's what I
example.
found.
Wait, a non-toxic fandom?
I didn't say it's completely non-toxic. The figure collectors get absolutely brutal, dude. They're
Yes,
like,
they
I'm looking
do.
for this one accessory or something like that, and they'll kill people for it. It's nuts.
Well, I mean, the problem with the figures is you have scalpers that have really taken over the market for everything.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
didn't even tell you this one.
In the
Leo-
fandom, though, was there like an uproar against the female turtle being brought in and stuff?
This guy.
I think so, yeah. I remember hearing some backlash when Jenica came on the scene, and then there was like similar pre-backlash.
So it is just like
Being
every other
brought in.
fandom.
Those aren't real fans, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, but they're part of every fandom. Like we have them in every fandom.
Jenica
But
is an exquisite addition.
Believe
I
me,
agree.
like Tila being part of the master, being the
That's true.
the main character in the Masters of the Universe, people had like huge uproar. I'm like, it made sense. Like, what the hell's wrong with you all?
Gentlemen, I think we can all agree all toxicity is solved with pizza. So
Yes.
Damn right.
okay.
Absolutely.
Unless
That
it's
is
pizza
just
Hut.
little law.
No anchovies, man. No anchovies.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's no. That's not the answer. The answer is no pineapple. Okay.
No,
Ham,
pineapple,
pineapple and ham, cowabunga,
and jalapenos.
Excuse me. I will
Ham,
die
pineapple,
on
and
that hill.
jalapenos.
Okay. You guys just give me a plain pie to myself. You can have your delicious looking but horrible abomination of pizza. Okay. I will enjoy my hot fresh slice. And we shall raise our slices in unison, although I do not agree with your life choices. Thank you.
Is this still about pizza?
Yes.
It might be rabbit. It might be.
All I gotta say is Connecticut pizza's best.
You would not.
Word. Without a doubt.
Bob, you might want to go because there's about to be a there's going to be a slaughter here, okay? Because New York is in the house and
Culture.
Guys, I'm in Illinois, and Chicago pizza is not all that. Trust me.
That's not pizza.
Yeah.
Leo,
While
can you
Drew
see
and I
the
don't always
screensaver?
agree, we do agree on New York
Deep
pizza.
dish is freaking gross.
It's not even the deep dish. They don't even know what they're doing when you got a regular thin crust.
Okay, I want to say I finally got to eat deep dish in 2020. I felt they should have given me a spoon.
Yeah.
So I could have just, I've been like, oh my God, the
bread bowl.
Oh, this tomato and cheese soup is just so good in the bread bowl.
Deep dish is just for tourists, man. It's
For the
not.
next 3 days, Drew's like, why can't I go to the bathroom?
No.
I need a whole
train my
cheese
body
ball.
to handle
Yeah.
people peacefully. Calm down, Rich. Calm down. Okay. I've trained it like a ninja.
Oh, jeez.
Mind over colon. Mind over colon.
Shut up, Rich.
Well,
That's the way.
Reminds me of a Weird Al song.
Drew, no need to be crappy.
I will. You know what, Rich? I was going to say for Terrificon, I was going to bring New York bagels. But you can suck it. Okay. You can Sean Connery and SNL shuck it long and suck it hard, Trebek. Fuck you.
Buckfucker.
Okay. I made my own bagels for 12 years from a New York recipe. I'm good. Thanks, Drew.
Touche.
Can I do something? You know what, Leo? I'm not choosing violence tonight. I'm
okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to move us over to news. And Bob, you're welcome to stick along, or if you have to go, you can pop on out, whichever you'd like.
Yeah, I got
This may go for another 3 days.
Sounds good.
It's just a game of Risk now.
Yep.
Ukraine is strong. Oh wait.
Wow.
Nerd.
So here's what I got. We are going to be getting the Clerks 3 trailer tomorrow.
Nay.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
Excellent donkey.
That poor horse.
Right.
Bring back pillow pants.
Whatever was keeping him in line.
Sometimes ass to mouth is nice. What?
What?
That's good.
Sometimes.
Thanks, Becky.
If you missed Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm sorry. I still think Clerks 2 is just a little funnier than Clerks, only because there's some moments there that, well, I'm still chuckling about. I mean, don't get me wrong, Clerks is a masterpiece, hands down, still hilarious. But I'm sorry, I don't know what's funnier when Elias is telling Randall pillow pants. It's how straight faced he is, or Jeff's face the whole time is just. And it just tells. I was just like, I can't. And it's so funny because I was watching an interview with Kevin, and they actually were gonna film a legit pillow pants, like a scene with Muse dressed like pillow pants inside like a fake like female vagina, and I was just and they were like, no, we dropped, like, you could do whatever you want to that donkey, but God no. And I was just like, okay, so this is where, again, it's so weird when you find where people are going to draw the line. I was like, this is the line. This is okay. Okay, fine. But I'm saying I still remember seeing Clerks 3 in the movie theaters. God, when they announced
Clerks 3 already?
I mean, Clerks 2. Sorry.
He's already.
I saw Reboot. I saw Reboot in the theaters. That was good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm all for more Kevin Smith, especially coming back to Clerks. I mean, like, I'm so pumped. I'm sorry. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Snoogie.
He's going to be at Fan Expo this weekend. I'm going to see. Maybe he'll be there.
Nice. Very
Nice.
cool. Well,
He's
if
really
you want to
good
see if you want to see something messed up, Jason Mewes just did a show on Discovery Channel. Discovery Plus. It's Jason Mewes and Jack Osborne. They go Bigfoot hunting.
Yeah, that could be fun to watch.
If you don't know, Jack Osborne is doing like a ton of paranormal shows.
How does Jack look?
He looks really good.
Okay, yeah, we hadn't seen him in a while. I think he had. Does he have MS?
Obviously, you're not watching Discovery because he has like a shit ton of shows, like paranormal shows.
No, I only watch Deadliest Catch on Discovery and House Hunters. You know.
No, he has, I think, like 5 different shows. He even does a show with his parents, a paranormal show with his parents. It's pretty fucked up. It's him and his parents sitting on a couch watching paranormal clips, and his dad keeps on saying everything is what the fuck is it? Double exposure on cameras. You know, even though it's digital, he still thinks everything can be done with double exposure. Yeah.
Ozzy is the skeptic.
A Jerry
You just hold open
Yultzman
the
fan.
shutter button as long as you want.
Does he still think pictures are taken on back pieces of glass? I mean, it's like, that calotype there looks fraudulent.
Quick to the camera obscura.
Get Eastman on the line.
And then randomly, Sharon.
Nothing beats Clerks talk and then old timey camera jokes.
Yeah.
Next on the list, we have Stargirl coming back.
All right.
Very cool.
Comes back, I believe, in August, and a little bit of telling of what's happening with CW is taking over Flash's time slot.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Thank you. See you on the door. See you out, Barry. Thank you.
You think he's overlived his welcome?
Who cares anymore? That's all I have to say. I know it's horrible because I loved the Flash when it was starting, but I just honestly I felt the same way. I felt the same way like when I found Walking Dead was still on. I was like, it's still a thing? Like, really?
Well, it is nearing its end. Did anybody watch the finale of Superman?
Are you eating that cup?
What the hell?
A little bit.
Are you the Mad Hatter?
Johnny
Apparently.
Well, somebody's got to eat a cup.
Is today your birthday, sir?
Yeah, Rich, like, why are you dressed like a 70s like Batman thug? You're in purple with the hat and the hair. Like, I half expected you to have like a domino mask on and you know, well, let's stop.
Well, you know, I've got that book. So you want to be a hench?
How do you half expect something? That's
I just see you and Adam West like, stop there, evildoers. It's the Batman here. You know, pow, wing, zam. I know what I'm doing.
So good.
Thank you, Richard.
Mom said I could
Thank
have
you.
one
Yeah.
cup of chocolate a day.
Exactly.
Okay, was it dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Okay,
Nice.
there you go.
Ah, you Philistine.
Yeah.
So-
Yesterday it had chocolate mousse in it.
You still got regular chocolate? You haven't
Well, I
wasted
left
the milk yet?
Cup is still in the fridge. What can I tell you?
So I ask again, did any of you watch the finale of Superman and Lois?
No.
Brandon's
Is it
going
good?
to hate me. I'm sorry,
It-
Brandon.
No. It's really good, but they dropped a major bomb in the episode. It is not affiliated with any of the other shows. They make reference that Superman's the only hero in their universe. And
Whoa.
yeah.
But that checks out because of when we saw him in Crisis. They didn't know anybody else. All they knew was the John. Was it John? Not John Cryer. They didn't really know.
No,
him.
it's John Pryor. Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but he was for Supergirl. He wasn't for Superman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that checks
Huh.
out. I think.
Well, he was in Supergirl for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But then Crisis kind of like nixed everything. Then why is the
It
whole
brought it
Yes, it
together.
does.
well, the DC community was all in uproar that it was like, but that's Reddit, so maybe they didn't watch Crisis.
Oh, dude, yeah. I was on Reddit one time looking up The Witcher, and I had to just get off and burn whatever device I looked at. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, how do you say you like something and then talk about it like that? I'm like, forget it. You can't
Well,
look at stuff on Reddit, Leo.
No, and that's the thing that annoys me is that there's just this. I feel like we need to reevaluate spoiler culture, and there needs to be like unspoken rules. Like you do not post a spoiler literally hours after it's released. That's just like.
Well, not
like,
only
it's
posting
not
a spoiler,
like,
making it
it's like-
the friggin' thumbnail.
Yeah,
You're
or
talking about
making it your
Stranger Things
background
right now,
photo.
aren't you?
No, in general.
No,
you
I
know,
mean, no. Although I do know that Metallica loved their Stranger Things cameo. So, like they said, okay, I will say that was spoiled for me, but I didn't care because it really is awesome. I read an article that Metallica was like, "Yes, we loved our cameo in Stranger Things. Like that was fantastic."
Yeah,
And I was
what they
like,
pay
it was
for that?
They didn't. They got paid for it.
Yeah.
No, Metallica got paid for it. I know.
Yeah.
But what did Stranger Things pay for that?
Oh yeah.
Probably a
Who
lot.
knows? But no, I just
made it
think
work.
that, I mean, again, I just think also we just have to be better at, oh, you're going to be a big spoiler? Cool. Unfriend. Bye. Don't need that negativity in your life. Yeah. But people suck. So, Stargirl. Can't wait. Keep going.
Yeah. So Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff edition is coming out. This is going to be September 2nd, and it's supposed to have some deleted scenes added to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Way to keep it relevant, Marvel.
Uncle Ben.
Or Sony. You know.
Oh yeah, well, you also get more money at the box office. So
Oh, it's coming back to the
Wait a
theater.
second.
box office, yeah, theater.
Like the
Wait.
Deadpool. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I forgot to share this. I don't know if I said this. I finally saw Morbius.
Was
I
it
don't know if I
morbing
shared
time?
Okay, first things first. I wish that was in there. I have never been more annoyed at a comic book movie in my life. My girlfriend kept taking photos of me while I'm watching it because I just kept watching like this.
That's about
She
how
said
I
she's
felt
never-
during the first Suicide Squad movie.
She said I've never seen you look more
There's
upset.
parts of
And
that
I'm
movie
like,
that are watchable. Yeah.
Drew, have you ever not cared about a lead character more? Have been less empathetic about a lead character?
I cared
Punisher.
more about.
Oh, sorry.
I cared more about. Okay, I'm trying to think of the best example. I cared more about Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher than I did Jared Leto as Morbius. I cared more about Nick Cage as Ghost Rider. Okay, I cared more about
In the first or second?
Harsh.
both. I cared more about Ben Affleck in the Daredevil waiter suit than I did. Every time he spoke, I was like, "You need to shut the fuck up."
That's the best soundtrack that they ever made. So I will stand on that hill.
Morbius was like the Papa John's of superhero films. It is just garbage. But
it comes with a pepper.
That's my review. It's the Papa John's of superhero films. Like literally, I was like, why did someone write a script back in the early 2000s that said now is a good time to make this? Now but we're not going to read a Morbius comic. We're going to read the wiki, and then we're going to fill it with every single storybook cliche we can make. We can give nobody anything. The only good thing that was in it was Matt Smith's character because he at least had fun with it.
Yeah, he did a commendable job. Absolutely.
As a side note, there is a video where they mash up him with Tobey Maguire dancing from Spider-Man 3. Oh my God, that's amazing. I will totally post that in our group chat. Y'all need
please
to
do.
You need to see Matt Smith and Bully Maguire just dancing. It is hilarious. But otherwise and I've never been more annoyed at a cutscene in my life. So anyone watching, don't bother. And if you were one of the 163.8 million who spent your money, boy, you were robbed and dumb. That's all I'm going to say, with all due respect. But then again, you're probably
not only did it flop, Drew, but did you hear because the memes got so popular? Somebody at the studio was like, "Let's re-release it. It's popular again," and it fucking flopped again.
Nice.
Fucking flopped again.
Didn't they say it made like
fired?
Didn't they say it made like $300 per theater?
Yes.
Wow. They got that Species 3 money.
Thank God he got all that back end deal.
Leo, I wouldn't even buy a ticket just to use it as background to have sex with someone. That's how much that movie was awful. So it's not even good sex background. So to Sony and Vampires Everywhere, you deserve better. Fuck you, Sony. And that was the worst cutscene I've ever seen. You wasted Michael Keaton. Like, Jesus. Like, I just wanted to say that's my review.
It's way better than his review of Cats.
Speaking of Michael Keaton, I didn't have this on the list. But Warner Brothers is still planning on releasing The Flash. Because it has cost too much money to not release it. So
it's shot.
Snyder cut.
Can we change it where can they spend a couple million to change the color of Ezra Miller's suit to be Reverse Flash? Because I feel that's more recognizable now.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you're not the Flash. You're like maybe Zoom, just make it, because I was like, no.
They should just sit on it until, a couple years down the road, like everybody's like, oh, what about this Snyder cut of this Flash movie and all that? And then finally release it. And it'll be so popular. And Ezra Miller at that point will have done his service and community service, whatever he's done, and they could get it going. Because we're not going to get like a big sort of like expanded universe out of this movie. If anything, we may get another Batman movie or something like that. But it's like, we're not going to get another Ezra Miller Flash cameo. He's done.
I just feel so bad for everyone else who's in that movie because they don't deserve it. They put all their good work and he's just trashing it because he's a walking cesspool of a person. So
what they should do is and I know they're not going to do it because they said it costs too much, but maybe shoot a completely different movie and just use the scenes that like Keaton and Supergirl are in it. And just use like those as Flash cameos instead of like a complete movie.
Whatever.
Why not?
With multiverses, it's easy to change the actor.
Well,
it's true.
And going forward, yes, but because they can't do any reshoots to take him out because he's literally in every scene.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's some sort of contractual thing that they can't do that. So, how those things go.
Yeah, and who knows what the budget is, and can they afford another couple million for a new star?
Yeah.
Well, now it's not Warner Brothers anymore. It's not Time Life. Who is it now?
Discovery.
Discovery. Yeah. So they got that Jeff Goldblum money, right? Naked and Afraid money.
All right,
I'm trying to think. Next. Help me, Leo. I don't know any other Discovery shows. House Hunters money.
Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there we go.
What's the one? Oak Island.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, I watch all that shit.
Yeah, same here. Oh my.
Okay, so next.
Yeah. So Bruce Campbell. So
pizza balls.
So June 22nd, we are getting the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness on Blu-ray. That's going to have 3 deleted scenes, including a great team where a journalist questions Doctor Strange's integrity. Pizza Papa, Bruce is relieved when Doctor Strange's spell ends. And It's Not Permanent, Bruce tries to accuse Doctor Strange of being an imposter. And in other Bruce Campbell news, he is writing a story for DC. It's going to be a horror story with Sergeant Rock. Sergeant Rock versus, versus Army of the Dead.
Nice.
And that comes out 9/27.
He was most recently a zombie undead head in Death Metal. So, Sergeant Rock.
Hey, why not? Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think this is one of the first times I remember Bruce writing something since he did his own "My Name Is Bruce" comic way back in the day. So, nice. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other stuff in the comic-related news. Batman is getting a new writer. And Drew, don't look so sad.
Starts this week.
I'm not sad.
Which of 50 Batman titles is getting a new writer, Leo? What's the exciting news?
I'm excited about this. So Batman 125 and
this is a big deal, guys. This is actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the hell is it?
Chip Zdarsky.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And George.
Okay.
What's George's last name?
Don't say Perez. Don't say Perez.
No.
Perez? That's good.
Getson? Jimenez.
Oh, yeah.
George
Jimenez.
And it's to define a new era in Batman. So
I'm in.
They're leading up to the creation and first appearance of this new villain that's supposed to be a big deal called Failsafe.
Yes. Yeah, that's the first storyline starting tomorrow.
Yep. DC Comics are released on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
It's already out.
Though.
It should be.
Also, what happened to Jeremy? I just realized this.
He maybe he lost internet.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't texted, so we don't know yet.
I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're missing one.
Yeah, he has a message.
I hope it's okay. Okay, well, listen, can we cut all the Bat titles in half? I'm just so over Gotham right now.
Hold on tight because we're getting Batman One Bad Day, another one.
Look at that artwork.
It is pretty nice.
Yeah,
that's the wrong guy for One Bad Day.
Yeah.
It's a Two-Face special.
He's got 2 bad days.
Hey.
We're getting Batman versus Robin.
Okay.
Written by Mark Waid, art by Mohammed Azrar.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So now,
great.
Is Alfred dead? Why do we see Alfred? I thought Alfred's dead.
Yeah.
That's not a canon one, I'm sure. Or it's
no. So this is Damien. Damien's trying to bring Alfred back to life with In his most recent issue of Robin, he's trying to bring Alfred back to life with a vial of water from the Lazarus pit. So most likely he succeeded, I would imagine. So these are our titles coming out later in the summer.
So we're gonna have Angry Alfred.
Probably.
Grrr.
So,
Grrr, I'm the dust with. Grrr, I'm really dusting
Dust with vengeance.
there's a ton more Batman storylines, but I won't go over them. One thing I'm really excited about, and I'm sure Velvet, you are as well. 30th anniversary of Harley.
Yeah.
30th anniversary, baby!
I have that book around here somewhere. The Batman Adventures. What was it, 19? I have it graded.
Issue 12.
Oh, nice.
Oh, 12. Yep.
Nice.
12.
So,
You're going to send me a copy of that, right?
I don't have a copy of that for you, unfortunately.
Oh man,
I'm holding out on that so I can like eventually trade that for like Ninja Turtle comics.
What a shame.
Dark Crisis still going on.
I read the first issue of that. There was, or at least the preview of it. The art's amazing.
Yeah, it looks like so there's going to be some special covers for number 4.
Yes, the all red cover looks amazing.
Wow, look at that. That looks great.
Yeah, the way that cover on the left looks familiar.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's tribute covers.
Yeah.
For number 4. And apparently,
Wave Rider. Yes, thank you. Convergence. I'm the only one that liked Convergence from DC. I fully admit it, and I love that shit. Dan Jurgens, you're my hero.
I would gladly give you my copy.
I have like everything. I got like, I mean, if they had Convergence breakfast cereal, I would have got it. Yeah.
Justin, don't worry. When I die, I'm giving you all my turtle books.
Oh, nice.
You'll probably have all of them, but hey, you can always use more.
I actually give a lot away, to be honest with you. Like a lot of turtle stuff.
Then, so there you go. So this will be good for you. I have like from 1 to 100. So, and that's the IDW run, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I was a big
Bob
fan.
needs some books.
I'll pick them up.
Yeah, Bob needs books. Come on.
yeah.
Boom. There you go.
So,
the only person who has a will in binders.
So Dark Crisis 4, it's we're going to witness the birth of the new DC multiverse.
Okay.
With Pariah in the middle there, with his purple hair.
Yeah. And that's going to lead to one of the books coming out. There's going to be Kal-El Returns.
Oh, wow. Look at that. George Reeves.
Okay.
That's a goofy face.
Wow.
So Action Comics 1047, Kal-El Returns to Earth Part 1. That's going to be after the Superman World War Apocalypse storyline.
Oh, God.
And on the Marvel side, sorry, am I bothering you? Am I making you sleep?
Keeping you up?
No, I've been up since 6 working, so
Okay.
my body is starting to do the powered down mode. So keep going.
Okay. Well, only a couple more left. So Spider-Man's getting a new book. Apparently they're doing another Spider-Man like they just did a reset on Amazing just a couple months ago.
They do that every year, dude.
Yeah, but this so apparently they're getting rid of the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
So
Is that why it's Edge of the Spider-Verse?
Well, apparently Edge the storyline here from what I've read, it's actually going to be the end of the Spider-Verse
But there'll still be a Spider book.
I don't know.
Right?
I really don't know. But this comes out October 5th. It's going to be written by Dan Slott and art by Mark Bagley.
Oh, good. Good choices.
Yeah.
It's gonna look gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, the new suit looks awesome. And the art
cool.
looks awesome.
No, that does look good.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing that Bagley's literally been drawing since the 90s, and he just makes Spidey look so good, man.
Oh, yeah. And then the last item I have is Miss Marvel and Wolverine are doing a team up storyline. So I don't know if this is going to be it's not going to be a one shot. It's going to be a series. So coming out August 3rd, Miss Marvel and Wolverine is the title.
Because I remember they teamed up early in Miss Marvel, like really early in her career, and it was really funny. actually.
Yeah, this is an actual title with them teaming up.
That's cool.
It's good. I don't know if anybody read the Wolverine with Kitty Pryde book that was like a long time ago. I want to say it was like a Peter David book. I love that book. It was so good. Anytime you put him with like a younger sort of character that he can kind of like mentor and all that, then it just plays so well with comedy.
Oh, sure. I had one more Batman item. Tim Drake Robin is a new series coming out as well.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Anything on Saga or anything like that?
It's still going.
It's new issue of Saga.
All we know.
Yeah, man, Saga's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I got to continue to rave about the boys' writing. Two quick things I noticed on the last episode. Drew, if you want to hold on to your ears or spoil it, this is a spoiler alert. I mean, it's nothing to do with the story. It's just two lines they punched up about Soldier Boy. One that he had target practice over at.
Rich, I saw the episode. I saw the episode.
All right, great. So target practice at Kent State, that he did target practice at Kent State is oof. And he also manned the hoses in Alabama. Jesus Christ. God damn.
Oh my goodness.
I picked up on those as well.
I will say this, though. One, I'm fine with all the departures, being a big fan of the comics. I'm fine with all the departures that they've been doing because they make sense with this TV universe. You know, it's a lot darker, it's a lot more modern. I'm enjoying Paul Reiser as the Legend thoroughly because the Stan Lee comparisons are absolutely so funny, especially when he's talking about bullshit that he financed back in the day. And I'm like, that's just a straight up subtle Stan criticism because Stan wrote some crappy books or had that Stan Lee present on some awful Marvel titles. Like,
oh yeah,
like Stan, why did you think this was smart?
So weird seeing him in Stranger Things and then watching The Boys and like conflating the two of them, and you're just like,
yeah. And he was the evil senator in the Captain America movies too. Paul Reiser getting all the nerd work.
Yeah.
I thought that was Gary Shandling.
It was Gary.
You're right. You're right. My mistake.
He did.
Very
Similar, are you thinking?
Way similar, yeah.
Who? I think he might be saying he's a slimy government guy in Aliens. Maybe you.
Yes, the company man.
That was
Absolutely.
Paul Reiser,
It's totally.
There you go. Paul Reiser.
There you go.
You know, Burke. Remember? And then he'll get to the wall. But no, the boy. But again, I will not spoil the ending because you have to watch. That I did not see that ending coming, and it was not spoiled for me. Holy, like me and my girlfriend both said, "Oh wow!" at the same time. We were like, "What?" Like, and I'm going to say this because I can say this for this season. I'm never going to look at Octopus the same ever again. I'm just going to say that right now. I can't. I'm going to see one, and I'm like, no, I'm taking. Thank you.
Well, I didn't want to eat it a month ago, and I definitely don't want to eat it now.
Well, to have multiple scenes, like what the flying fuck?
You know, it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine about Herogasm, and we were both talking that we found it amusing that Herogasm, I feel like they built it up to be a lot bigger than it was. Like the way they were talking about it was going to be like the big. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was amazing. But I'm comparing it to the books, and I'm like the book, like I had to take breaks in between each issue because I was like. You know, and then Herogasm happened. Don't get me wrong, that was intense. And you want to say something funny? If you follow the guy who does Mother's Milk, he shows how they did the test scene for the big explosion that he got covered in, and that was no joke. And I was like, "Prop people,
gross."
He got slimed.
Oh, he did.
They did that in the most recent Jackass film too.
Yeah. I think
watched
it's
it.
like it was just crazy, but I was like I was expecting something. I had to say maybe I was expecting more because, but it was still awesome. I think my favorite meme was somebody was like, yeah, I definitely recognized a couple of porn stars in Hero Gasm, and I was like, oh, look at my phone. Let me do this. Wow. But no, listen, we have to agree something. The Boys has been great from the beginning, and I think it's gonna be great till the end. Like that, the quality has just gone up for The Boys. I'm all for it. Like I think honestly, I'm giving it one more. I think one more season would just be perfect. Anything more is just gonna wreck it.
Yeah,
so that's
the Butcher backstory right now, and really pulls the heartstrings.
Oh my god! Yeah, Carl Urban, man, he is just national treasure. That dude. So, yeah.
How many more episodes left do we have?
I think it's just one.
It's just Friday.
Really?
Finale.
I heard it's a.
Wow. We have 2 episodes of Miss Marvel.
How is that?
Good.
I'm enjoying it.
Really
She's
good.
super likable. She is such a likable actress. I was so compelled. I'm like, I want to see what she's going to do.
Well, not only that, it's really like for people that don't know about their culture, it's really informative as well.
It is.
Okay.
It feels a lot like a young Peter Parker. There's a lot of always
Yes.
stuff going on, and
Well,
There's
I'll
a lot
give it
of
a shot.
good illusions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you like
There's
Stargirl,
just-
I imagine you'd like this.
Yeah, I just, and I've said this before. I'm not the biggest fan of MCU's portrayal of Captain Marvel, and Kamala obviously takes cues from that. And I was like, oh my god, here we go. And I need to clarify, I'm not a fan of how she was portrayed. I'm also not a fan of a lot of the fans because I found them to be quite annoying. Because if you criticized it, suddenly, I was like, okay, I'm allowed not to like a Marvel movie. Okay, you can shit on Thor: Dark World, nobody bats a thumb. You shit on Captain Marvel, holy crap! Like it's just, again, I'm not gonna get on a soapbox about it. It's just, I'm willing to give it a shot. That's all I'll say. That's my 2 cents.
It's not a Captain Marvel thing. It's like a young girl coming of age, learning to be a superhero type thing. And I mean, she likes Captain Marvel, and I get it. Like everything makes sense why she kind of like glorifies this character. It's like, oh, she's a strong woman that doesn't take it, and she can do everything. And it's like this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's organic the way that they go about it. It's not at all forced. Like some of the things like I felt like WandaVision, and I know this is not Leo's favorite subject because he loves WandaVision, but I felt like some of the WandaVision stuff was just absolutely forced. And I'm like, what are they doing here? Where are they going with it? Then they get to the end and just jump off a ledge, and they're like, oh yeah, and Vision, nothing. Like, look for him in the next movie. Psych! Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. I definitely had that question after watching Doctor Strange. I know we're jumping around in Marvel stuff right now, but yeah, it's like, what happened? Like, we had White Vision, who sort of got his memories released by Wanda's version of Vision. He takes off, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to see him in the Multiverse of Madness, and we did not.
You guys remember UHF? What's in the box?
Yeah.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
You're so stupid.
Stupid! Extra points for Bob on that one.
Well, I mean,
Where was Mephisto? Where was Mephisto?
The dude knows.
Right?
Yeah,
he was there all along. We just don't know.
It was Agatha all along.
that would have been fine. Something. It's
Well, what I don't get is with everything that Wanda's doing, where are the rest of the heroes? There should have been, is it just Doctor Strange trying to keep her in check? Like,
apparently nobody cared.
Okay. Guys, I think we can all agree that if there's one thing the MCU needs more of, it's clearly Alligator Loki. Okay?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. 100%.
Okay. Again, I'm all about finding everyone. Let's find that common ground we can all agree on. We need more Loki variants, and that was one of the
what about
best.
Frog Thor?
Frog?
Frog, yeah, Frog.
Yeah.
I'm all for listen. I am very
Throg.
optimistic for this new declaration of Marvel because I like that they're taking chances and I'm all for it. But yes, give me Throg. I want to see a little frog, little hat, little cape,
Amphibian of
hammer,
thunder.
fucking shit up.
Well,
so I want to see him go ham on a science class. He sees his slain brethren. He's like, avenge.
Wasn't that a
He just
scene out
brings
of
the thunder.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, basically, I'm basically ripping off of ET. But I want that, but with thunder and lightning. I was like, yeah, Hey, you'll think twice before
still there, though.
Yeah, right. But that would be pretty great.
So I just want to say that they're prepping their base for her to attack. They're trying to get everything ready. They can't pick up the phone and call another Avenger or anything.
Nothing.
No,
And they have the phone number.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Leo? It's because the MCU is stricken with pride. They're just like, we don't want to rely on those damn superheroes. We got this. And then
How many times did the X-Men fake their own deaths? And they could have literally just made a phone call. Oh, the only two alive are Beast and Jean. Well, pick up the phone. Yeah.
I mean, Leo, we saw that in 1985. Remember? Just all that. All right, we got to be nice to this kid, okay? If he doesn't, he could end up a supervillain. Okay, cool. All right, you got to think longevity, Leo.
Yeah.
But listen, I will say I think the MCU's been taking a lot of chances this time around. I'm all for it. The best example of taking a chance and it worked was Moon Knight. I'm all for that. I'm so sad that I think we're not going to get a season 2.
Please.
Which
I didn't get it, guys. I'm so sorry. I watched the whole thing and I'm like, I don't get this shit. I just don't get it. It was so unentertaining for me as a person. And I mean, like, for me to have to struggle to watch a show about superheroes.
Hold on, Shellhead. I need to get this straight. You have nothing against interdimensional aliens, mutant animals, aka mutanimals, Ninja Clan from thousands of years old, interdimensional triceratop alien creatures, but somehow an avatar of an Egyptian god in all white with multiple personality disorder is somehow beyond you. You can get the Rat King, but you can't grasp Moon Knight. This is what I'm hearing, Professor Honeycutt.
It's one of those things where I watched it, and it's like that new Halo show. If any of you guys have seen that, you're like, on paper, this should be awesome. I should love this. I should think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then you just watch it, and you're like, I feel nothing. Like I feel like this show, I figuratively gave it a kiss, and I felt nothing, and we both went on our separate ways.
Listen, Justin, sometimes you have good taste, and sometimes you're just fucking stupid, and these things happen.
That is totally valid. I just didn't really care for Moon Knight, man. It was just like not my thing.
That's okay.
Not disparaging it. I'm just saying.
A lot of people like steak. Some people like veal. These things
Justin, you need to Fleetwood Mac this. You just need to go your own way, okay? Just go your own.
Just like the White Winged Dove.
Yeah,
that's right.
The song she keeps.
Song sounds like she's singing.
Hey,
I'm getting landslide over here. Yeah.
I know we're having a great time as we slide into 2 hours, but we've barely touched on Ronin, and I got questions.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, we totally did that. Hold on, we got 15 minutes. Let's cover this.
We can do this.
Well, so we have a couple Turtles experts in the house, Velvet. So what are your questions?
Well, my first question is all about the end. So I don't know if you want to wait for me till later, or should we just rip the Band-Aid off?
Well,
which ones made you cry? Go to those pieces.
Yeah, I just listen. There are certain stories that come out, and you're like, oh, it's a dream, and then this kind of felt like it gave us that option, and then a totally other option, and I didn't know which way the story really went.
Oh,
I enjoyed that these characters were still themselves in essence, but the events that happened very much clearly changed them. Like, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, the first issue, I thought this was Raphael because he acted 100% like Raph. He's brash, he's arrogant, he doesn't want help from anybody. And then when you find out it's Mikey, you're like, holy fucking shit, what the hell happened? And I mean, the entire story was done beautifully. And Leo pointed this out. The change in art really, really helped with the story. And I think it really grounded it so well. And I
right there in the top corner. Leo, go back one. Top corner. Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Jeremy, who has a lap full of pussy.
Yes. Sorry, guys. The pussy
Somebody
needed
give
some
him some
attention.
booze. No, but I have to say this is probably one of my favorite stories, and it was funny because comics very much likes doing these tropes of these older, disillusioned characters. Like, I just imagine this version of Mikey would just share a beer with Old Man Logan, just be like, "So your life went to shit? Yep, my life went to shit. Cool. You want a drink? Sure. All right, let's go fuck some shit up."
Right?
And take a look at that. You were just showing there that part with Raphael, right? Where, here is him. The thing that Leonardo says to him all the time, hey, don't go off the handle. We got to handle this together as a family and all that. And he can't get out of his own way. And it's just one of those things where you expect that from this character because he is going to go off and do his own thing and get into something that's so completely over his head. And every reader is like, yes, I knew. We knew it was bound to happen, And it's a total kind of like to give us that whole shift here where you're like, oh my God, it's called First to Fall. And we see Splinter and Splinter's going to die. Nope.
And I also think what was nice is that it kind of reminded you that the Turtles were always a book that was never afraid of death. I feel like you see this in comics a lot where, again, death is only until the next writer takes over. And then, it was a clone. It was a robot. It was the multiverse. I mean, come on. And you're thinking in the original run, Splinter dies.
Shredder dies in the first issue,
Right. Shredder dies in the first issue. It's devastating,
This is the one that hit me the hardest.
Yeah.
So nuts.
This is a sick costume that he has on too. It's so like tactical and utilitarian. And if you look at this, like we asked Ben Bishop about this, he got a lot of these little designs from the original action figures. And when you get to the scene with Karai in the water, you'll notice that was one of the little pieces that came with your original Ninja Turtle in like 1987.
Yeah, that weird pizza knife thing. That
the kunai thing. Yeah,
but I see it plainly used.
Oh my God, it was. Yeah, it's funny because again, this was very appropriate to Raph. It's almost like you feel like it was always going to end that way for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Justin, I think it's also nice because you kind of get an idea that the Turtles, they're still young, so their mutation could continue. I mean, and they make that a focal point in the story that the mutation continued. Like, look at what Mikey became. Bigger, stronger. He heals faster.
Look at this clown right here, Rocco Hiroto.
Right.
It's so funny too because he's so over the top. You imagine like a Shredder or just like a younger sort of cocksure Shredder who's like drinking wine and playing with ravens and killing his underlings and stuff, and he's like, you should be attacking me and all that. And then in the next issue he ends up like barefoot on top of like a steel girder falling off, and you're like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh, he's just absolutely insane.
He's nuts. He is absolutely nuts.
What was the bad guy from the first Crow movie? That's who it reminds me of.
This is so similar to that.
Top Dollar.
Yes,
That's his name.
I always think of him as Guy of Gisborne from the
Robin
Hood Prince of the.
Hood.
Why a spoon, cousin? Why not a fork or a knife? You know?
And I also want to say, like, what a
That's my
great
Roko
new
Hiroto.
character.
I like it.
What a great new character having Casey and April's daughter, you know,
she's
and then that twist at the
best.
end where she's basically a mutant. Like it was great. And then on top, like I said, every issue ended on such a great note that you're just like this. Look, there's April. Who's that? You're like, holy fuck, that's
Fugitoid.
Right? Honeycut's still there.
Dude, I totally got all psyched out when they showed the head. I was like, ah.
Yeah. Oh man, and yeah, him taking out Baxter, like that last.
Oh,
like,
that was
fuck you to him. It was like that was so sad.
Yes, dude. With all of those crackling Kirby particles all around.
Yeah.
It's again, and I was saying this to Leo, that it was really nice that the book wasn't oversaturated with like too many villains. It was very simple. Like it was, you know, we didn't have like, oh, here's Bebop, here's Rocksteady, here's Krang, and everything. It was just the Turtles and the Foot. You know, and then, you know, yes, you had Stockman.
A little Baxter, but yeah.
You know.
But it kept it simple. It wasn't like 20 different storylines leading up to one.
I will say, though, I really did enjoy, and I felt so bad when Splinter is getting his last stand.
Oh, I love that. I just did that episode, Drew. You have to check that out. My episode 4. I just did that one where they're in the snow and all that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and how Donatello's trying to like take the blunt of the arrows. It's just.
And it's funny too because you see Donatello like uncharacteristically stabbing ninjas in the eye with remnants of his bow staff.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, but I really just wanted, like, I actually enjoyed, because I feel like it was the first time you saw Shredder's grandson. I think it's the first time you saw him like actually afraid. Like he's like, I could die. I'm like, yeah, you keep pissing off this ninja master, he's gonna whoop your ass. You know,
Kino is in this one right there, guys. Kino from the second movie we were talking about him. He's right there.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay.
You can zoom in. You don't have to do it on your computer, but obviously, if you zoom in on it, you can see he has a name badge that says Kino.
Oh, okay, nice.
Where is it? What panel?
On this one right here, like let's see, on the right, the third with Michelangelo and Casey with Casey's mask up.
Yep.
Next to him is the pizza delivery boy from the Secret of the Ooze, Kino.
Yeah.
Oh, you can zoom in. Okay.
Nice.
And I believe some of the other ones. I believe some of the other ones were from like Aliens.
Nice.
Justin, I'm sorry. Who wrote this series?
This was written by. It was originally scripted or written out by Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird. Then Tom Waltz did the rewrites and the dialogue on it with Kevin Eastman.
Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you.
I do like the new mouse a lot too.
Oh yeah, and I mean, look at this. Like that scene right there with Leo and Casey. That's actually like the box that they sent us from the Bish Kids Club. Like he had that printed into like this big box. It's just such awesome artwork.
Oh yeah.
No, seriously. You know, and again, I just love, again, that Casey is always just whatever's around for the use. Like, you got a sledgehammer? Okay, cool. We'll use a sledgehammer. Like, I just, and again, he made the reference to the first movie with the cricket.
Yeah, the cricket.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, he does a lot of that stuff. Like, if you go back to the Raphael one, the very first. Well, you don't have to actually go back to it, but like the very first time we see Raph jumping with his size, that's like that first picture from the Turtles #1 with Raph jumping.
All right, all of Casey's friends here, those are some of the worst names. I have to say, there's Lug, Scratch, and like the bad guys have better names than the good guys in this one.
We can't put too much thought into it.
Well, a lot of these were done like 30 years ago too, so you know.
True.
But those ones that you were just showing there, that's probably like a reference to the '87 cartoon where you had Scrag, and Bebop and Rocksteady and stuff like that. So it could be.
You know what? The scene where he's arguing, Shredder's grandson, when he's arguing with himself. I don't know if you guys ever read Ultimate Spider-Man, but that kind of reminded me of when Osborn is on the roof.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
and he's talking to himself, and he's just got like the plasmids, those little demons that he's just a sign that he's losing his goddamn marbles, and he's just talking, and he's perched on the roof, and you're like, I'm sorry, is no one gonna notice this? Like, that is not a gargoyle. Like
couldn't he fly though?
Oh, there was one small thing, Leo. If you scroll up, showing where April was showing all the vehicles. It was the other page, I think. I'm pretty sure I saw the turtle van. It was the other page, Leo.
The shell razor.
Yeah, I think the shell razor. It's right there. Yeah, like Leo, if you zoom in, I'm pretty sure that's the shell razor in the back. No, the other page.
Hold on. I'm trying to zoom in.
Tumblr. No, you wouldn't be interested in that.
Yeah, almost there.
There he is.
Yep.
Right
there he is.
Yeah, buddy. Again,
that does show up in the first issue as well.
Nice, VW bug.
But that final fight, oh my god, that was just. I mean, honestly, if someone adapted this as an animated film, I would watch it in a freaking heartbeat.
Oh, definitely.
I would say 100%. Like,
so Coop, is this supposed to be canon, Elseworld? What is this supposed to be?
It is kind of an Elseworld. It's not a complete continuation of the original Mirage series because like some of the pieces just don't fit.
Right.
But it's kind of like a new story that takes cues from all of the Turtles verse is what they were saying. So it's closest to the Mirage verse, but it's not exact.
You still got to enjoy that Mikey lived long enough to where he became the Splinter to someone else.
That's where I lost my shit. Like the tears started flowing. I'm just like, oh man.
This is such a good one. I had so much fun recording this one just with this. Like it with Splinter is just come and face me, boy.
In his purest form.
Oh, he was just such a badass. And that little flick of the wrist where he takes the blood off his blade. I'm like, that is just some masterful work there.
Justin, you still got to let me know when you review the Turtles and Ghostbusters crossover. Because if you don't,
we're going to do that together. Absolutely.
I love that so much.
I'm just saying, because if you don't remember me on that, I'll Liam Neeson you.
He's got a certain set of skills.
Oh my god! I still want them to do the third arc that they were talking about for the TMNT Ghostbusters crossover.
Oh
my god! So. I'm still optimistic. Like you can't go wrong with those crossovers. Even TMNT, which I have the figure for, that was one of the few I got. Oh, when I got it as a gift.
Oh, the Venkman Mikey.
No, not that. I'm talking about the Transformer, the Ectotron.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend got that for me for Christmas. She's like, I finally got something you don't have, and I was like, I didn't know I wanted this, but I need this.
That's awesome.
I just have to say, just real quick, since we recently read Batman and TMNT. When I got to this page here, just seeing her real quick, I for some reason I thought right away like he got Damien for help for backup.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, it's an uncanny resemblance.
It's a spiky hair that does it.
Yeah.
I just enjoy that in this universe you can just get away with concealing your identity with a domino mask. No one's gonna know who you are.
She's probably not on record anyway because she lives underground. So I'm sure they have like facial recognition and all that kind of stuff. Totally. I mean, again, headcanon. What can you say? But yeah, it's such a good part.
Yeah.
Was Stockman always human in the IDW version?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait, not IDW. Sorry. actually, it kind of goes back and forth. But I believe in IDW, yeah.
Yeah, they did a micro series with the villains, right?
Yes.
Yes, they did. They did. But I just enjoyed that, like, Honeycutt, like, Gandalfed him. Like, you shall not pass.
And he finally got his revenge, too.
Yeah.
He got it mistreated since the beginning.
Yeah, and it was just so, like, again, every little end got tied up, and it was just so satisfying. But like you guys said, it's just so sad because you really wanted a good ending, and you're like, nope, always a price to pay.
Yeah. I mean, it made it a good ending, but it wasn't as uplifting.
Oh no,
the last panel is like super positive, which is kind of cool. It gives you that little glimpse of hope, and you're like, oh, what are they going to be named?
It was its own final cutscene for the series, and I was like, oh, nice, thank God.
Leo, I think you're almost at a part here. I wanted to just jump in.
Yep, totally. And I know Velvet had a question on the last book as well. So just let me know.
This second page right here, right? I'll give you guys kind of like a little taste of just what we do. So you've got like the three turtles that have passed, and they're kind of like apparitions and ghosts in the background. And then you've got the Ronin, right? So then you've got right, you'd be lost without us. No, I wouldn't. It's worse now than when you were alive, constantly telling me what to do. What do I have to do to show for it? All your orders, knowledge. This is all that's left. That's low, Mike. We all did our part. Yeah, and it was everything. Stinking ungrateful jerk. I know what you did, and I know what you did every damn day. I've had enough. Leave me now and never come back. And that's kind of like what I go into, stuff like that.
Okay, nice. That sounds fun.
I like that.
Working on your voiceover.
Yeah.
Nice, Justin.
I love me some Ronins, and the cool thing about this is that you get to go back and forth between like Donatello and Raphael, and it's challenging to do like Raph and Casey in the same, because Casey is essentially the same accent as Raph. You just have to find that medium.
There you go.
So I know we didn't really cover it. Justin, you want to give a brief synopsis of The Last Ronin?
So The Last Ronin involves the last remaining Ninja Turtle, because all of them have perished. And in the beginning of the book, you don't know which one it is. So it's a revenge story of, the turtle that comes back after an absence of over 10 years, and no one has seen or heard of him. New York has been taken over by the Foot Clan and Baxter Stockman together, and it's kind of like this dystopian future that is run by a dictator. And the dictator is the grandson of the Shredder, Oroko Hiroto. So the Ronin shows up. He decides that he's going to finally get his revenge. He attacks the Citadel, and he loses. He loses terribly. And just about when he is going to end things and try to maintain a semblance of honor, he passes out, and he's actually saved by someone who turns out to be the long-lost daughter of Casey Jones and April. So she then brings him back to the old sewer lair where they used to live, and he finds that April is still alive, and April now has a robotic leg and arm, and she was actually trying to find out who this was, and she recognizes him right away, and we find out that this was Michelangelo. So then we go on. That's the end panel of the first book. Going into the second book, we have a little bit of backstory that they tell us what's going on, and everyone's kind of interested, like, what happened? And we get a flashback to how Raphael took off and decided to take on the Foot Clan single-handedly, and he was the first to fall. So he ended up getting killed by Karai, but put Karai into a coma, like a permanent sort of coma. And in that, we get a little bit of exposition, just kind of what's going on with The Last Ronin, and it shifts back and forth between the Kevin Eastman art style and the Escarosa brothers art style. Then in the third issue, we kind of get a little bit more of what's going on with the Ronin. We get a lot more backstory of just what happened while he was gone. We find out the backstory of how Leonardo and Casey Jones died in a big battle with Baxter Stockman, where he sends all of these airborne Mausers that just blew everything up. And that's actually what damaged April, why she actually lost her hand and lost her leg and all that. So, but at the time she was pregnant, and she ended up having Casey Marie Jones, who is our long lost daughter there. So in that issue, we do find out more about the Ronin, just what happened, and he kind of stowed away, and he had Splinter's book, and he used that book to study up in the time that he was gone on all the other martial arts fighting styles. So he doesn't just fight like Michelangelo, now he fights like Leonardo, Raphael, or Donatello as well. So while he was gone, in the fourth issue, we find out a lot more about Casey Marie Jones. We find out that she is actually a mutant, and as near as they can figure it, it's because they spent so much time with the turtles that they got mutagen in their DNA just from being in close proximity. We find out that Michelangelo has mutated to just like this immense size, and now he's got super strength and healing and all that. And he's just a complete different character now because he's got just like these physical attributes that are so different. And he has done to train Casey Marie Jones, and he's kind of stepped in as a sensei for her, which is just overjoyed for April. April has a plan to take over the city, and she's going to use the head of the Fugitoid, Dr. Zayton Honeycutt, which she has been preserving in a safe in her room for the right time. They plan this huge attack on the island, which is Roosevelt Island, that Baxter Stockman has taken over, and it's just this crazy battle that's going on, and they're trying to get through. They finally break through, and she unleashes the head of Fugitoid, which absolutely decimates Baxter Stockman and disintegrates him, which essentially cripples all of the systems for Oroku Hiroto, setting us up for the last issue, issue number 5, where this is going to be where they are going to head-on attack, and it's going to be the Ronin versus whatever he can throw at him, and then a final showdown with Oroku Hiroto. There's definitely some other scenes in there, like some building of the drama, like the sewers get flooded and Casey Marie Jones has to help April, like those sort of things that go on. But it all leads to your final battle scene, which is so reminiscent of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, where he's fighting the mutant leader in the mud. And the cool thing about this is that every single weapon gets used. The bow staff, the shard of Leonardo's sword, the sai, the nunchuck, every one gets used, and they end up fighting pretty much hand to hand in the mud. And Oroku Hiroto has this sort of think of like the T-1000 like liquid metal, but it's a shredder costume. It's totally sick. It looks awesome. It looks menacing. It can create like blades out of will, and he's trying to pit himself against the Ronin, and it's such a cool thing to just look at. And then you get to your final scene, which Leo is at right now, where you have the Ronin, victorious over just this explosion of electricity that ended up killing both him and Oroku Hiroto. And just in time for Casey Marie Jones to show up and say, "Master, Sensei," and that's how it ends, just in this poetic ending. When you set out for revenge, you dig 2 graves, and that's very much the case here. And then there's a little bit of hope. The very last bit that we get is we get April, who has taken blood samples from the Ronin and probably from Casey, and she's working on something else, so there could be another generation, so it can keep going. And you get this great little capstone here of Mikey, who is reunited with his friends and family. And it's Splinter, and it's Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, and Casey on the top of a rooftop just looking at the sunset. It's going to be a great day. And you get that element of hope, and the family's back together again. It's so great. And then it goes to that postscript where it shows April experimenting on this new round of turtles, which potentially sets us up for a new series down the road. So I think it's such a satisfying ending, but that's just me.
I agree.
I'm confused about something. Did somebody dare Justin to summarize the whole book in under 10 minutes?
I asked him to briefly summarize.
That must have been 5 minutes, I think, right?
I know Velvet had a question.
I got a lot of work done during that.
I guess my perception. I mean, Justin described it as what he would, but I saw that as where he's reunited with everyone. I thought it was like, oh, this is just all a dream, and now he's woken up and realized, oh, look, I'm home again because he's not huge anymore. He's back to his regular size, and I'm like, oh, this is a dream sequence. And then they go to the sort of epilogue, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's not a dream sequence. Maybe that's in heaven. It just left me really unsure as the reader.
They're in heaven. I confirmed with the artist that they are dead. Every time I had to like text them and to be like, hey, are they dead? Yeah, they're dead, 100%. So
okay.
And it's one of those things where luckily I had the availability to do so, but they did that before, like exactly what you're talking about. They did that in 1989, 1990 with this book called Soul's Winter. And it was exactly as you described. Like it was the Bob Newhart ending. And it also has like notes of like Joe Barr's The Crow in that. That's an awesome story if you guys ever want to read another good turtle story, but it's very different. And that's very much like what Rich was talking about.
All right. Good to know. All right, awesome. And and then we get this future, and we get the next generation of turtles. So that's exciting for the franchise. So they can continue the storyline if they so choose.
Yeah.
So, is there anything more to say? I feel like Justin, you did great.
Yeah. Well, I think what we have left is for us to give our final reviews on it. So, Bob, we do, and I know you mentioned your review earlier. We do normally five crowbars.
This is pizza.
Yeah, pizza slices. Yeah, we could do pizza slices.
Oh, just a slice? I want a whole pie.
Well, how many slices in the pie? This one's here.
16 on a large, right?
Well, it depends on how many you cut.
Okay.
Well, you can have up to 5 large pies. That's your maximum.
Oh, there we go.
My pizza slice is square. That's
okay.
My pizza slice is round.
How many personal book it pizza pan
from
Pizza
Hut?
Not even that. McDonald's pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Dude,
how many of you remember McDonald's pizza?
I do.
Oh yeah. Remember their soup? Yeah.
Yeah, in the
salad
I think it was the
80s.
'80s. McDonald's had pizza.
Pepperoni and cheese, also with a drinking toy. May I have more, please? He remembers it.
I had the.
What do you think, Leo? How many pizza pies for the Last Ronin?
I'm gonna give this a solid 5. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin, I totally get what you're saying. The a Dark Knight feel.
Yeah.
And just going through it again, it definitely has a Dark Knight feel. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Yep, totally. And just the flipping between the art styles. But then, I totally lost it when Mikey died at the end. Just like, and in the beginning, when you find out it's Mikey, like what a friggin' twist! You think it's Raphael, but it's Mikey. Yeah, it really hit. It's just perfect. Absolutely loved it. Velvet.
Me? All right, I'm going to go with 4.5 pizza pies. I'm a tough customer for 5. I like turtles. I enjoy them. I appreciate them. But I am not as much of a fan as you guys are. So I'm going to give it a solid 4.5.
Sure.
Yeah. What about you, Jar Jar?
I'm going to go 4.25 only because this story reminded me so much of everything that it was I knew what was going to happen until the end. Everything but the end I knew was going to happen. Like, I kind of did know it was Michelangelo. I was excited it was Michelangelo, but like as soon as I opened, I was like, oh, that's Mikey. And they got the black headband on, throwback to the originals. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And like I'm going through and I'm like, of course Casey and April had a baby and da da da, and you go through and Baxter's there. I'm like, of course so that's the reason for 3/4 of that last pie I couldn't finish.
Nice.
Drew?
What do you think, Drew? Where you at?
I'm going to give it a solid 5. This is one of the best Turtles books I've read in a long time. It was very Dark Knight Returns-ish, but it made it its own. It didn't hide anything. It embraced that this story was going to only end in one way, which was Mikey dying. But I really loved that ending. I wasn't expecting that, and I think it was really everything just comes back full circle. And it was just done in such a wonderful, creative way that I would love to see more, but I'm kind of hoping that we don't. We just leave it at that, because I feel like that's about as happy of an ending for that universe as it could be. So,
yeah.
Yep.
See, the ending I thought they were going to go with, I thought Mikey was going to live and he was just going to be the teacher for a whole new generation. Yeah. I thought we were getting the happy ending. That's the only place that they threw me off.
She's got his book. So she can do that now, you know?
Yeah.
And how about you, Justin?
Can you guys recall another time where Turtle Mania was as big as it is now, with the return of the Shredder and like everything? Like Last Ronin's getting action figures. We've got the NECA figures. Yeah. Like, dude, we have one of the variant cover artists, on this. Like, people are chasing these things.
Yeah,
Rob Liefeld did a cover.
Before this, I think the biggest thing was when. I forget which turtle passed for a little bit, but the
death was held off for a little bit.
Yeah, that was like I run.
The Urban Legend series, right?
Yeah.
Well, also on the
issue 44 is what you're talking about, the Santa Luca one.
Yeah. When that happened, that was like brutal. The biggest thing in Turtles, and now Last Ronin, like everybody's all over that stuff.
This is the biggest sale book that IDW has ever had. Like with it, and I mean they do Ghostbusters, they do Transformers, they do My Little Pony, which is not a slouch in sales.
No, it's not. I have the #1 friendship is magic. I don't care.
Yeah,
I will retire
obviously
on that
my answer is going to be 5. This is one of the biggest and most important stories that's ever going to happen to these characters that are so dear to my heart. So I've got to go with a 5. I don't think it's a perfect story, but I think like for enjoyment and all that, like. There are holes in this, and there are things that could have been done differently or better or anything. But the story happened, and the plot happened the way it had to happen.
Interesting.
Well, just to give everybody heads up, if you're looking on buying the hardcover edition, which I think I'm going to reach out to my LCS to have them set it aside. Amazon has it on sale right now. $24.99 on sale right now.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's a 30 cover price. Yeah.
Yep. You order now, you can have it free delivery, order within an hour, 40 minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah, Friday.
Oh, that'd be cool. Get it within an hour.
Yeah.
Wow, those Amazon drones.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read it. To read it all in one is going to be just like an absolute treat. Because I mean, I was up at 1:00 in the morning because I'm in Central Time Zone. I was up at 1:00 in the morning waiting for the damn thing to download on my Kindle app and my Comixology. Every time they came out.
I read the director's cut for issue 1, and I loved all the extra art and stuff, and that was great.
Dude, the design archive is even better. Did you guys read that one? That is so cool.
Yeah,
you probably like that, Bob.
Hidden stuff in there.
Oh yeah, like height. This is the height in comparison. And Kevin Eastman is so underrated when you look at like his cityscapes and stuff. You're like, you don't realize how good he is. Just so cool.
He's got that gritty style, but like when you take the time to look at it, there's a lot of detail he puts into it.
It's like Mom's Home Cooking. When you see it's like, oh, this is such a familiar thing, and it's just so fulfilling when you see it, and you're like, yes, this is exactly what I want. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm a little excited.
I have to sign off. So,
yep. We'll wrap it up. Bob,
real quick. Let's give Bob a round of applause for a guy who's only going to be here for 30 minutes. He hung with this bunch of nuts for over 2 hours. Woo!
Great job. Thanks for coming by, Bob.
Thanks for having me,
We
guys.
must really have nothing to do.
I know we ran over. We'll give you the last word, Bob. Any last words on Last Ronin or anything in particular?
Or buying the new book.
Yeah.
Jeez, pressure.
Bob's art.
Last
Bob's
Ronin,
art.
absolutely killer book. 5 pizzas with a side of breadsticks for the added bonus that I was fortunate enough to be able to be a part of something that means so much to me for like my entire life.
It's so cool.
Very cool. So like that, yeah, that was just like that was a massive highlight of my career so far. Was just being able to contribute even a tiny bit to that. And yeah, I mean, future projects. I mean, I got the Armageddon game coming out in August, and Good Boy Paws hopefully right on the heels there. So
awesome.
Hopefully, I have a nice bunch of offers.
Well, when that drops, we should review that and have Bob back on. See how he's doing.
Great. There we go.
Recurring guest.
Sweet.
So, Bob, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
Usually Instagram's the easiest, just because it's such a simple platform. And it's, I mean, aside from Facebook, the only ones that I really mess with. I know there's probably like 28 social platforms out there these days. So, yeah, just Instagram, Facebook, fine.
Sounds good. And I got those in the show notes up above or down below. Jar Jar.
Comic book lovers buy, sell, trade, and auction on Facebook. Over 20,000 members. And Bob, if you'd like to push your art there, we have people that love to commission art.
Oh yeah. Oh, we done?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Velvet. I know I'm going in the wrong order.
It doesn't matter. It's all good. I'll roll with the punches. But you can find me here, as you all know, every Tuesday here on the award-winning Splash Pages, a comic book club. You can find me on Facebook as Rich Davis, Velvet Joker 2021 on the gram. And any complaints, Leo at leopon.com.
Thank you. Drew.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. Oh, God, I need to grab this thing. Hi, I'm Drew. I'm here. You can find me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I do a lot of stuff for Screen Rant. You know what? If you watch the show, you've seen me do this. If you need to find me, reach out. There's a 50-50 chance I'll respond. Play your odds, okay? Thanks, Bob, for coming. I'm done.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Dinosaurs.
Justin.
Just real quick, you can find me at the Facebook group Epic Shells. You can find me at the Epic Tales from the Sewers podcast. We've had such great guests as Freddie Williams II, Kevin Eastman himself, Aaron Bartling's been on, Mike Ruth, some great artists. And you can also check out, there's a great fan film that's coming out about The Last Ronin. I think that Leo's going to put it in the notes, from Speedo Kagan, a Swedish gentleman who did this as a fan. So this is a complete fan film. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Let's get him some great watches. We were actually able to help get him in touch with some of the artists and people that he loves that have made this. So check that out. And also check out, coming out this month, the Casey Jones Livewire fan film, which is going to be really awesome. And I hope to be able to share a link to that when it comes out.
Awesome. And for me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. True. But I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got about 40 shows on the network. There's a ton of awesome people doing a ton of awesome stuff. And so you could be listening to this on Dead Dork Radio, and we stream all over the place. And with that, we will catch you guys later. Bye.
Look at that Atari collection.